Boom. Keep him coming.
What's going on, everybody? Bobbybarks here, and welcome to a video that I am doing about The Last of Us 2 teaser trailer that we saw at PSX. I've also watched the interview with Neil Druckmann, Ashley Johnson and Troy Baker, which followed the teaser trailer release, which gave some quite interesting reveals. The game is going to be portrayed as Ellie as opposed to Joel, so you will be playing the game as Ellie. Ellie is 19 years old, so it's set about 5 years later. I think she was about 14 when the original game completed. And Druckmann also stated that he cannot see a Last of Us game without Ellie and Joel in it, which falls in line with all the other Naughty Dog games. Naughty Dog have never killed off a main character. All the sequels for the games have featured the playable characters again. So I didn't expect this game to be released without the pair of them. Now, based on the teaser trailer, some people have come out and said that they think Joel is a figment of Ellie's mind. I don't think that is the case. I actually think Joel will be in the game throughout the entirety of the story. There is a bit of potential towards the end for them to reveal that he might be a figment of her imagination, but I don't think they'll go down that road. The Last of Us is a huge game. The original sold millions and millions. It's generated a mass following, so it made business sense for them to release a sequel. I always knew they would. You know, this teaser trailer has come out now. We're at the end of 2016. I'll be very surprised if this game comes out by the end of 2018. I honestly do think it's going to take them 2.5 years from now to get it released. Neil Druckmann has refused to give a release date. He's obviously learned from his mistakes with Uncharted. The sequel will probably be bigger than the original, so again, it will make business sense to do a third, and I just do not think they can afford to kill off one of the main characters. Ellie and Joel will have to be a part of this franchise, a part of The Last of Us, and a part of this world. Now, I know we didn't really get to see much of Joel. You know, we got that scene of him walking through the house. We had that camera angle from behind him, and we heard his voice, and I think that was put in there just to confirm that it was Joel. There were some speculation that it might not have been him, but obviously they've put that in there to confirm that it is him. Now, on to Ellie. She's obviously 5 years older. She's 19. She looks really, really rough. Obviously had a hard time of it. Now, it doesn't look like they're in the dam, which is where the story of the original finished. They look to be in some sort of housing estate in the suburbs, or a house in the suburbs, something like that. Now, at the end of Uncharted 4, when you're playing as Drake's daughter, in her bedroom there is a poster that people believe to be a teaser for The Last of Us, and it was called American Daughters. I'll put a picture of it up on the video for you. Now, that looks to be Ellie, and it looks to be a pregnant Ellie. Now, I know what some people are going to say. Well, she's wearing a gas mask, so it can't be Ellie. Yeah, but she's pregnant, so she's not taking any chances. The gas mask is on there to protect the baby. And then I know some people are going to come out and say, yeah, but, you know, she's into girls. Look at the Left Behind DLC, her and Riley. I don't think the world is that black and white. The world, for me, is very grey. I do think that, you know, you fall in love with a person as opposed to a sex. And I think Ellie, at that time of her life, fell for Riley. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's gay. 2 or 3 years down the line, I think she could have fallen for a guy and ended up the duff. So I do think that that poster is Ellie. Now, on that poster, there is a logo for Dark Horse Comics. Dark Horse Comics released a comic book. It was a 4-issue story about Ellie and Riley, and it's how Ellie and Riley met. So it's a prequel to the DLC Left Behind. Left Behind DLC was a prequel to the main story. The comic books were a prequel to Left Behind. So I think Dark Horse Comics are going to do a story called American Daughters that is a prequel to The Last of Us Part 2. Now, these are just my theories. I haven't heard this from anywhere else. I haven't talked to anyone else about this. This is just my assumption from what I've seen so far. So I think American Daughters is that prequel comic series that will lead into the game. And I do think that the game is going to be based on Ellie and Joel trying to recover Ellie's child. I don't know who will have taken the child. you couldn't really tell from the dead bodies in the house whether there were fireflies or whether there were hunters. Both hunters and fireflies were kind of noticeable by what they were wearing. The fireflies had that yellowish uniform, where the hunters wore the double denim. It doesn't look like any of those people in the house are wearing either of those, so it could be a brand new faction. You know, they're going to have to generate something new. A lot of the side characters that were in the game have obviously been killed off. Marlene, David, who you would have put as the chiefs of both of those factions. David, as the chief of the Hunters, obviously got killed off, and Marlene, the chief of the Fireflies, was killed off at the end. So potentially the Fireflies and the Hunters might not be anymore. They might have to create a completely new faction that Joel and Ellie are going to go up against, or who's potentially stolen her child. And I think that's what the story will be about, and it will naturally feature on Joel and Ellie's relationship in trying to get that child back. And I do believe that's why she's so angry in the teaser trailer, because they've stolen a child, so she's going to go kill them all. So that's what I think. I will be interested to hear your thoughts and theories. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and bye for now.